Pride to me means a celebration of life, a celebration of my uniqueness, a celebration and a moment to stand and to really be proud of who I am and the communities that I am part of. My name is Alejandra. I am a transgender woman from Mexico, living in the Netherlands since 2015. I am a writer, a grassroots activist, and proud founding member of Papaya Queer, which is a collective for Latinx migrants and refugees with a queer identity living in the Netherlands. Pride to me means a celebration of life, a celebration of my uniqueness, a celebration and a moment to stand and to really be proud of who I am and the communities that I am part of. I grew up in this very Catholic, very conservative area of Mexico, in which anything that deviates from being cis and hetero is considered wrong. For the longest time, I used to believe that there was something not right with me, something that needed to be hidden or ashamed of. If I had the chance to meet my younger self, I will tell her, me, that I am worth it as I am, that I will be loved, that I will lead many adventures, and that that I deserve to be loved just as I am, and that any negative things or negative moments that came my way, they will pass, and that eventually I will be happy. My activism started actually here in the Netherlands, not in Mexico, also not in the US, where I lived prior. And it started out of a need. When I first came to the Netherlands while living in the ASOCES, I found out that trans refugees could not have access to hormones while under the asylum procedure. So together, along my dear friend Willemijn van Kampen, friend and mentor, and TNN and COC, we find a way for the government to grant that trans refugees will be able to have access to hormones while in the asylum procedure. And this was a big step because before me at that time, that was not possible. So my activism came about or started out of a need to change things for the better, to fix things, to make things happen where they did not exist before. Much especially when I am with my girlfriends, with other trans women, because when we are together, we don't have to perform the way a cis society expects us to perform. We can laugh, we can scream, we can make jokes, we can dress up any way we want. And when we are in the tea house, the trans house in Amsterdam, we cook together. So when we are having this meal together and then we're making jokes on each other and we are commenting on nails or the makeup, things that can seem very vain or very um, shallow, but things that in a way unite us and really make us feel at home. So I think that's when and where I feel most at home. I think pride is important because it's a way to show to others, but also to the newer generations, that they are not alone. I think when I was little, if I could have met other queer people and known that I was not the only one, it would have been a great example of life and joy for me. I came to the Netherlands as a refugee, and I came because I wanted to experience life without the constraints of a macho society. So also as a refugee, pride is important because then it is that moment that I can connect with other people with similar stories. I think the biggest need in this community is understanding, it is compassion, it is solidarity. Each of us, or each of our communities, is fighting their own battles, but I think it would be good if we can learn to better understand each other and to fight for the causes of others, because those in the end will also help our own. I think Pride The Hague is important, one, because a city this big needs a celebration for anyone on the queer spectrum, a celebration that unites different people, different organizations, a celebration that shows to the outer cis-hetero world that we exist and that we are happy to be here and to make the best out of life. Personally, since I just moved to The Hague, for me it is important because it's a way to connect with friends, and it's a way to make new friends and to meet new people. So in the bigger scheme of things, it's needed because representation matters. Personally, I think for me it's important because that way I can remain connected to my community. I think this is a very good opportunity to meet friends, to make new friends, a very good opportunity to be in a safe space, in a safe environment. And this is also, a good chance for the rest of the city to see us coming together and to see us smiling and happy and shouting and having fun and enjoying life. I think Pride can be both a protest and can be also a party, and I think this Pride edition in The Hague will be the perfect opportunity to show to people in the government, which is in The Hague, that we are here and that we will resist any bigotry, but also to show them that at the same time that we fight for our rights, that we enjoy life and that enjoy loving and being together and coming together and being in community with our chosen families and sharing stories together.